And now coming to you live from an undisclosed location deep in the heart of American flyover country. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Welcome to the Christian Whistleblower channel. We are under the radar, but we are definitely over the top. Some great information today, practical information, information that can help you take charge of your life. Unindoctrinate yourself in physicality, unindoctrinate yourself in your physical optimization. We do a lot of unindoctrinating around here, and we don't confine it just to unindoctrinating ourselves on the physical level. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, it was 12 degrees, and it was snowing, and the wind was blowing so hard that it was snowing sideways. And yet, I was out there into this ice hole, only there was no ice this time, into this lake, submerging 30 seconds on top, 30 seconds. I'm going to improve that and increase that. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, cold thermogenesis, that's what it's called. Cold thermogenesis is an incredible tool for you. I'm going to go ahead and call it a spiritual technology, even though it's not strictly a spiritual technology. It's also a physical technology, obviously, but I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it will profoundly change your life. Let's look at the physical aspects of it first. It actually lowers body fat, believe it or not. It also increases your hormone levels. And I'm reading from Ben Greenfield Fitness, so I believe Jay Campbell got a big shout out from the other day and did a podcast with him. So it's amazing. Improves sexual performance and fertility. Now, I know the old joke, George Costanza, is that it causes shrinkage. And maybe for the time that you're actually in the water and for this short time right when you get out, it might be true. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Doing cold thermogenesis, doing the cold plunges greatly increases your circulation. Let me repeat that again for the gentleman. It greatly increases your circulation. And what is a man's sexual performance based on? Circulation. Put one and one together, you're going to get two, ladies and gentlemen. Lowers body fat, increases hormone levels, resets your endocrine system. It's amazing stuff. Lowers blood sugar, cuts food cravings, improves adrenal function. I just talked about that. Fixing thyroid issues. Fixing thyroid issues. How many of you have thyroid issues? Enhances your immune function. Improves deep sleep quality. Increases pain tolerance and reduces inflammation. And I have been doing it now for 40 days consecutively. Today was the coldest. It's been 16 before. Today it was 12. You've seen me chopping through ice. You've seen me in the water when there's snow. Why do I do it? I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Rocky Stucci. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it does these things. I have noticed particularly reduced inflammation. I have noticed improved deep sleep. I have noticed the immune function. I've noticed the adrenal function. I've noticed cutting of food cravings. I have noticed the one that we talked about earlier, increasing your hormone levels. It's really hard to tell. Lowering body fat. I have literally seen body fat coming off of my structure, not from anything other than this. And think about what these things can do for you. Think about how physically optimized you would be if you didn't have to worry about inflammation anymore. Some of you are painful and you're stiff. You can't move around because of inflammation. If you didn't have to worry about inflammation, if you didn't have to worry about pain, if you slept better, if your immune, thyroid, and adrenal systems worked better, if you didn't crave as much food, if your blood sugar was lower, if your sexual performance was better, giddy up, if your hormone levels were better, if you had lower body fat, how could you not feel more physically optimized. And if you're more physically optimized, you're able to be more spiritually optimized because you're not hurting. You're not in pain. You're not embarrassed. You're not worn down. You're not worn out. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it makes a profound change in your life. I want to get to the spiritual aspects of it, but it does it because of a few things. Number one, there's something called brown adipose tissue, or BAT. They call it brown fat. Usually it's just around your collarbones, your sternum, your neck, and your upper back. It's a kind of fat that generates heat by burning the regular white fat that's found on your stomach, your butt, your hips, your legs. And cold thermogenesis increases the amount of this fat or brown fat in your body. So now your fat is burning fat. How about that? That's amazing, ladies and gentlemen. It does. I mean, he's got all of these technical things that it does. It helps your cells live longer. It enhances your immune system. It increases your metabolism. It lowers your blood sugar. It reduces inflammation, especially if you're a person that works out. It's great to do a cold plunge after you work out. And I'm just telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it increases, it burns fat, increases powerful antioxidants. It increases insulin resistance. It increases fat burning. It helps resist obesity. Some of these things that I can pronounce, I'm going through: carbs and fat burning ratios, longevity, boosts your immune, burns glucose and boosts metabolism, burns fat in the bloodstream. Exercise increases the levels of good hormones, skeletal muscle, uncoupling and thermal loading, which is good. And if you do it while you're fasted in the morning, which is what I'm doing now, you take it up another notch. But I love the physical aspects of it because it does really optimize you physically. It helps optimize you physically. You know, in the last year, I've lost over 60 pounds, put on probably 15 pounds of muscle, but I'm not satisfied with that. I want to get into Jay Campbell territory. I want to get into that 5% body fat territory. Why? Because I want to be physically optimized so I can be more spiritually optimized. And when I'm feeling good, when I'm feeling right, when I'm feeling strong, when I'm feeling full of energy, when I'm sleeping less and rested more, I got more time, I just feel great, and I'm able to do more. I'm able to be more. I'm able to become better. Now, this isn't for everyone. Some of you can't handle this. But for those of you out there that want to go to the next level, this may be a way for you to get there. And what I notice from a spiritual standpoint, ladies and gentlemen, what I notice about this from a spiritual standpoint, ladies and gentlemen, is this. When I go out, and it's hard to explain if you've never done it, but your body wants to and shiver. And when you are able to take spiritual control over your soulish physicality, when you're able to take spiritual control over your soulish physicality and just say, no, we're not going to shiver right now. We're not going to hyperventilate right now. We're going to breathe in a controlled, relaxed way. I think what you're doing actually is you may be slipping out of this third dimension. You may be learning to control your body from a higher dimensional standpoint. Because I don't have any other explanation for it. Oh, it's mind over matter. It is. Because you're coming from a different dimensional mentality. And when you can put yourself under the water or put yourself in a cold shower, I can do the cold shower. I'll just tell you right now. But when I put myself under that water and I plunge in like today, 12 degrees, air temperature, 30 degrees water temperature. I'm under that water. And now that I've done it 40 days, I begin to hear from the planet. I begin to listen and receive music and even messages from the planet just by being under that water. It puts you in a different world. And it's almost like, again, moving into another dimensionality experience. And I'm only able to hold my breath about 31, 32 seconds right now in that cold water. And believe me, it's harder when you're under that water to hold your breath. And when you come up out of that water and everything within you wants to bolt up that ladder and get out of there. And for you morons that ask me, well, why are you wearing gloves, man? You ever touched cold metal in freezing temperatures? Today, I had to rip the gloves off the metal, and I would prefer that to be the gloves and not my hands. I don't think it's really mind over matter, Sean. I think it's moving out of one dimension into another, because I don't think it's, anyway, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But when you come and you want to bolt out again, no, you regulate yourself and you stay in that water another 30 seconds and you control your breathing. And it's almost like you lose track of the cold. I think you move to another dimension in your mind. I really do. I think it's teaching me to move out of this 3D reality. I think it's teaching me to move up into another dimensional level, or to phase into another dimensional reality. I really do. Because when I get out of that water, like today, I get out of the water, I'm soaking wet. It's still 16 degrees, 12 degrees today. The wind's still blowing. It's still snowing sideways. But I'm able to stand there. And I do a little namaste and I do a little flex just to make myself feel good. And I calmly walk over and I put on my hoodie and I calmly put on my robe and I calmly walk up the hill back to the house. And I can't tell you the value of the knowledge that you're able to overcome such harsh conditions. I can't tell you the knowledge of being able to control your soulish passions by your spiritual higher self. Tracy says the neighbors, there's got to be some of them watching, I imagine, but it's too cold, none of them will come out. I think it's more than just dipping in cold water. There's a lot of physical attributes and physical benefits for dipping in cold water, but I think it pales by comparison to the the spiritual attributes. I feel like I'm getting better spiritually. I feel like I'm moving to a higher dimension spiritually. And if you get yourself going to a higher plane, or if you get yourself phasing to a different dimensionality once, twice, 3 times a day, then it becomes regular. It becomes habitual. It becomes ordinary. So if you can take dominion over your meat suit for 5 minutes a day, all of a sudden you find you can do it for 6 minutes and 7 minutes and 10 minutes. And now you begin to live where your meat suit is your servant, not your master. And that's when you really begin to unindoctrinate yourself. That's when you really begin to move to a different level, a higher level, a better level, a level more spiritual than this plain old work a day, live a day, 3D existence. We're higher than that. We're better than that. We're stronger than that. Check with your doctor. Have somebody watch you. Learn how to do it. If you've got back problems, if you've got thyroid problems, if you've got inflammation problems, if you've got, arthritis and all this stuff, I'm telling you, it would be a profound addition to your spiritual and physical practices. Even Thomas Jefferson would wake up in the morning and hold his feet in probably a bed chamber filled with freezing water for a long time, minutes. It makes a difference in your life physically, but more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, it makes a difference in your life spiritually. And I think the people that know me best would agree that it has made a positive change in my spirituality, a positive change in my being. And I'm almost a little apprehensive for winter to go away. And I'm a Florida boy. And I'm loving the idea to go out there in the snow. I'm loving the idea to chop through the ice. I'm loving the idea to get down into that water that's 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 degrees. When summertime comes, I've already got it covered, cousins. 55-gallon drum, water, lots of ice, boom, I'll get it to 40, 45 degrees, and we'll keep the train a-rolling. I'll change the water out every few days when it starts getting a little stinky. But that's the plan. And I'm telling you, I'm going to get up to where I want to get up to 2 minutes under, 2 minutes above. That's my plan, and that's my goal, and that's what we're going to do. And I think you're going to continue to see me moving on up in dimensionality, moving on up in phase, moving on up in my energetics and my frequency. And that means that you should get better information and better data from this channel. And speaking of good information and good data, tomorrow night on The Last Stand, I believe it will be at 9 p.m. Central Time, Jay Campbell and I will be joined by Cliff High. Looking forward to talking with Cliff. And I believe it's tomorrow. I'll be talking with a gentleman from Budapest about, I can't remember, Tartaria. Is it tomorrow? Let me see. His name is Barnabas, and it will be 9 a.m. Central, and I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow, Monday. Let me check my calendar. It will not be tomorrow, Monday. When will it be? I'll have to check. I still believe it's Monday. I'll keep you posted. That's a good reason to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, so that way you'll be able to know these things as they're coming up and as what we're doing. You won't miss anything. And let's see here. It is going to be. Come on. I think it is going to be Monday. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time. But just check back on the channel, and we'll be able to let you know exactly when it's going to be. Talking about Tartaria, Barnabas Nagy, one of the experts on Tartaria. He's going to be sharing his screen. He's going to be sharing a lot of information. I've heard he's really good. And it'll be tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. And then tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Time, Cliff High joins Jay Campbell and myself on The Last Stand. Folks, it doesn't get a lot better than that. Great, powerful, strong programming to help you guide your own spirit, to help you master your own ascension, to help you be your own guru, to help you and all of us as the last generation of real humans to ask questions, to question answers, and to, you know what's coming, ladies and gentlemen. We have to do it. We need to do it. And I think that the cold plunge, the cold thermogenesis can be a powerful part of it for you. And it can go a long way towards helping you and me and we unindoctrinate ourselves.